Melrose, Massachusetts. You are now rocking with the God. What's really good? November 13th, come see the God live in action right here at the Melrose Hall. And come find out why the God is good. All the time.
The match has been set. Johnny Fabulous chose JTG to go up against a member of Club Cam. And who do you think I would choose but none other than the only two-time MWF heavyweight champion, an MWF original since the debut show in 2001. That's right, the one and only Slyck Wagner Brown will be representing Club Cam as he goes one-on-one with JTG. So Johnny Fabulous, I hope you're ready to lose 10 grand, because I'm gonna have a fun night in Vegas with it.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Johnny, as we've said it, years have become months, have become weeks. We're talking days, now literally hours away from our 20th anniversary, back to the 90s bash. Saturday night, November the 13th, from the historic Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. I thought it was kind of ironic that your former flunky, Cam Zagami, would choose, to show up here at the studio when he knew you were away, enjoying the Florida sunshine. But he has answered your $20,000 challenge. It is positive. It is a thumbs up. He has chosen the man that has been with this organization since day one, the man that competed and was victorious in the first match on the very first live event we had back on September 28th, 2001. We could only be talking about the only two-time heavyweight champion in company history, Slyck Wagner Brown. We spoke with Dr. David Reese, with all his duties now with AEW and Boston Wrestling. He's almost as stretched, as thin as a copper wire, but he has given you the opportunity to pick the athlete of your choice to compete against Slyck on November the 13th at Memorial Hall. Do you have any leads? Do you have any announcements? I don't know if you've spoken to Reese.
You know, Cam, you got to get up early in the morning, and you don't even get up early. I'm not unsure you can get up, according to your girlfriends. Anyway, you know what, Dan? Yes, I've made a choice. And yes, I think the fans are going to like who I have.
What do we got?
And Slyck Wagner Brown, I'm taking nothing away from Slyck. I've worked with him. He's a true champion.
He used to work for you.
Yep, but I've worked with him before in
Yeah.
addition to working with me. He's a true champion and a great representative of this business. However, let's do a little crime time.
Oh.
Let's have a little prime time. You know what I say? It's golly gee. Guess who comes to the ring with me? It's JTG. Crime time, JTG. And 10 grand on the line. Zagami, you piece of garbage. When we're done with Wagner Brown, it's your turn. Surprise.
Well, I don't want to speculate. I don't want to go maybe overstep my bounds, but I also heard rumors that after this match takes place, and I didn't know it was even going to be JTG. JTG and Slyck is going to be a tremendous athletic encounter, but almost going back to the days of World Class with Fritz von Erich, after the match is over, maybe you're going to try and get you a 5 with Zagami in the ring.
I don't even need 5 with Zagami. You know what? They call it an FU. They call it an attitude adjustment. I'm going to call it the wimp adjustment, the loser adjustment. Don't let me get my hands on you, Cam. Be the man that you say you are. When you lose, just graciously shake JTG's hand, shake my hand, go do what you got to do. Let's put you back on the roster, and let's have you do what you do best, and that's be a performer and professional wrestler.
And
I
have the
have
check
no
ready.
idea. I'm no
And
idea.
have the check ready.
I want 20. I want his 10 grand.
10, yeah.
I want his 10 grand.
Yeah. All right, well, what a matchup we have, fans. That could be literally a main event virtually anywhere in the world. JTG's in the best shape of his career. Slyck Wagner Brown, a tenured veteran. I will say this, Johnny, before we go. We haven't even had a chance to run it yet because we still have the legal team looking at it. But this bizarre, what you have welcomed November the 13th that I'm still angry about with your friend Dylan Cage, I guess he's had the cameras rolling down in Indian country, down in North Carolina. He's looking for you. Everybody's looking for you.
You know, Dylan Cage and I have locked horns before.
Yeah.
I remember when I went down there, you called it a turncoat deal. Dylan
An
was my
inside job.
Well, Dylan was my best friend.
Oh.
He was managed by Paul Bearer. He had the belt.
No,
he was a nice guy.
Paul was smart enough to cut ties with that loser.
I think what's happening with Dylan is he's had too many shots to the head.
Yeah.
But you know what? I still respect him. I still think he's an ultimate professional. And I just have to say one thing. If you're looking for me, Dylan, I'm not too hard to find. I'll be there. I'll be waiting. I'll be looking. You know what? I guess I can only say this. You and I have locked horns before. And who came out on top? It wasn't you.
I mean, who isn't looking for you on November the 13th?
You know what?
You've got a lot of enemies.
What happens if I don't show up?
Well, there'll be a lot of disappointed people.
I don't know
They'll all
about
have to
that
fight
either.
with each other.
What's that?
They'll all have to fight with each other.
Well, that might happen. You never know.
Well, you put 10 grand up. Do you really not want to honor your word? I can't see you doing that.
No, my word is my bond. And, you know, Dylan, like I say, there's a lot of people that remember the old Johnny Fabulous,
Yeah.
the old John Cena Sr. You know what? I'm proud of what I did when I was back then.
Yeah, that's
Why
something
not?
really to be proud
Look
about.
at what I accomplished.
Stabbing an
Look
entire
at what I
region in the
developed.
back.
What's that?
Stabbing an entire region in the back.
I didn't stab a
so
region.
you could make a few bucks.
You know what?
With the scumbag.
What does McMahon say? My best friend, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
another best
What does my
friend.
best friend, Donald Trump, say?
Oh,
It's
that'll get you
all
some
about business. And what was good for business is what I did. Vince would have done nothing different. AEW Khan would have done nothing different. It's all about the bottom line. And I improved the bottom line. I made people famous. Famous. So you can sit here and you can belittle me? I don't think so, Marty. Because you know what? Compared to what I've done, here's what you've done. Right there. Matter of fact, I hear down the street, well, we won't get into that. That's another story for another time.
Edna Garrett from The Facts of Life.
Well,
You take the good and there's plenty of bad. But anyway, all right, Johnny, but in all seriousness, you may have opened Pandora's box, and it's going to be your problem to deal with. I just worry about other people that may be affected. I don't want any more videos shot in front of my home.
well, I didn't want anybody in my backseat of my car either, if you remember that. I was choked out by somebody in my vehicle. You remember that?
No.
Well, that happened, and it wasn't very nice. There were feathers on the back seat. Whether it was the
Feathers,
chicken,
really?
whether it was the chicken,
Or
or
an
whether
Indian.
it was Dylan Cage, or whether it was somebody that you hired. Because back
I
then,
wouldn't do that,
back
Johnny.
then, my friend, oh, you wouldn't. You threw a box at me down there. You had me beaten up.
Face
but-
to face. I wasn't hiding in the back seat of your car.
Face to face. What a coward. What
know
a
how long
coward.
it would take
I
me to
even
get-
challenged you in the ring, and you wouldn't take the challenge.
I'm not a professional wrestler. I'm not a professional athlete. Neither are you, by the way, but that's a different story for a different time over there. Michael Jordan II.
You hang on. Yeah, I'm second generation. I'm not going to say I'm not, but I certainly have had a lot more in ring than you.
Absolutely. I won't take that away from you.
So-
You know what? For better or worse, you are a man that main evented Monday Night Raw in front of several million people back in 2007. No one can ever take that away from
And the
you.
viewership increased that night.
Yes, it
To
did.
see me get my ass kicked.
I think WWE would die for those ratings right about now. But that is a different story for different time, fans. Is all roads lead to Memorial Hall in Melrose Saturday night, November the 13th. Literally, it's about equal distance from Route 1 and Route 93. Easy access. You can take the commuter rail. You can take the MBTA subway to Oak Grove and take an Uber. The MBTA bus line goes right by Memorial Hall. It could not be easier to access planes, trains, and automobiles, Johnny. Again, the countdown is on. He has selected JTG to take on Slyck Wagner Brown in a match to me that was already very interesting, where both Cam Zagami and Johnny were putting up 10G each. The $20,000 challenge is on at our 20th anniversary, November the 13th. Limited VIP packages and tickets are on sale now. BostonWrestling.com. We'll see you live November the 13th. Wrestling fans, years have become months that have become weeks, and now we're talking days and even hours as Boston Wrestling MWF celebrates its 20th anniversary, going back to the 90s. Saturday night, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. The superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow will take part in a live wrestling event, autograph photo, fan fest, VIP exclusive Q&A, plus the kickoff to our annual Paul Bear Holiday Headlocks toy drive. After Jimmy Kimmel embarrassed Melrose for, well, being Melrose, we're also going to have a superstar costume contest where best dressed wins an awesome autographed prize. On November the 13th, you'll see and meet two-time WWE World Champion and Hall of Famer Bob Backlund, WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke, WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blayze, a.k.a. Medusa, from WCW, WWE Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion Marty Jannetty, the Doctor of Style Slyck, Doink The Clown, Duke the Dumpster Droese, Portuguese Man of War Aldo Montoya, plus two-time Impact Wrestling World Champion Die Hard Eddie Edwards, JTG of Cryme Time, Cena Sr., Oscar of Men on a Mission, AEW's Jora Joe, and more. VIP packages and tickets are on sale now at BostonWrestling.com. We'll see you live November the 13th.